Hello viewers, what's going on, guys? Started just a bit early, just trying to let some people get in here. First thing will be a read through of the rules. I'm not gonna spend too much time really going into granular detail. I'm just kind of generally gonna read. I'll probably break down a couple specific things, but overall I'm gonna read through. Tomorrow there will be a driver's briefing. And I'll answer, of course, questions. I'll answer questions on here. I'm not super great with this whole setup. The setup is a little unique to what I originally planned. I had to have somebody help me do a lot of this, so I'll try to read the chat and whatnot when I can. But yeah, I'm just going to do a read through of the rules, and then after that I'm going to do the heat draws. The heat draws will work a little differently, I think, from what I told maybe a couple of people. The only thing is, basically, you will see all the heats for each round, and I'm going to pull numbers out of this bag, and I'm going to start either from the top of the list, the entry list, or the bottom. And I'll determine that by flipping this coin, trusty old coin. And yeah, after that I will begin pulling numbers, and each number I draw will correspond to the driver in the list, and then you will randomly populate a thing. So hope that makes sense. I'll cover a little bit better whenever I get on here. So I'm gonna let some more people filter in, and then we will start. Meanwhile, I'm going to try to figure out a couple of things over here. Let's do this actually. Move this away. Okay, now I have what I need up so that I can read the chat. And yeah. Anton Shopler gonna get in a little late. That's cool, I'll see you here. The rules, they haven't really changed much. We did add a couple of things, and again, you can find this on the website. Use the desktop view. The mobile view is not up to date. Sorry. Tomorrow we'll have printouts of all the rules, so everybody will get a copy, and obviously it will be up to date. But again, I'm going to read through this set of rules here in just 1 second. I'll probably start in just like 2 minutes. I'm just going to start. I'm going to go decently quickly. Kind of looks like there's a lot, but it's really not too bad. A lot of it is filler space. And then immediately after that, I will draw the cards. So I have to, for each of the card draws, I have to draw by round, and then after each round, I have to restart and draw again. So I'm gonna go decently quickly, and you'll be able to see each round. You won't be able to see them all in one place on the live stream. However, after, I will create a sheet and I will put that on the website if you want to view. Obviously, it'll be available for you to view tomorrow, and we'll have that all displayed. And yeah, so I'm going to wait here just a couple more minutes, and then we will get started. And I'm watching the chat, so if you have any questions while I'm reading through, or just questions about the process in general, I will do my best to answer those as I'm going on. And yeah, I think we're in pretty good shape. So, cool. If anybody is here just right now, can somebody please tell me how my audio is, because I obviously don't have a way to like test it. Unfortunately, there's going to be some audio from the track and just kind of the people that are in here. It shouldn't be too bad, but it will be, you know, noticeable. But please let me know how my audio is. That would be really nice. Cool. Okay, I am probably going to start. There's actually a pretty big delay in the live stream. I didn't really think about that for a second. Well, it's not too bad. Okay. Just one more thing before we get started. If you want to form a team, go on the website and there's the Google form on there. Ideally we need all those teams before we start racing tomorrow, because we are going to have a lot to do, and I don't want to push the staff any harder than we will already be pushing. So if you have a team, please you know, form that and submit that through that form. That way we can get it down. And yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and start. We're gonna start right here at the top. So everybody in the pro division or the overall division, you need to weigh 200 pounds minimum. So and the junior class is a minimum weight of 125 pounds. So a bit of a drastic difference there. There's obviously a pretty severe penalty for being underweight. It says 1 lap per pound. So that means if you're 199.9 and you're supposed to be 200, that's 1 lap. Doesn't matter. The track has weight. Most people saw that today. There's a lot of lead weight, and there's only a few lead blocks. Please do not hide weight or take it into wherever you are. If you use weight from the track, you must put it back after the race, okay? The only weight in the side pods are those block weights. Do not try to put any kind of lead, you know, don't, even your own weight. We cannot have anything in those side pods other than the lead blocks. So do not put anything in there other than that. And no kind of ankle weights are okay. I really would like to avoid any kind of sand weight, just because there is so much lead and there's so many different weights that you could choose from. I think everybody should be accommodated enough. The only reason I say no to lead weight or to sand weight, is because if it breaks, it really creates a not fun time, and that gets all over the track, and that will almost certainly cause a wreck. So please avoid that if you can. Okay, so general format. So everybody does 4 heats. There's a total of 16 of them, and you're randomly in each round. So you're randomly in one of them per round, so for a total of 4. So every heat is 22 laps. That includes junior or the overall, and they're also a 2-lap qualifying. So that's the same for both classes. And you will do a rolling start. These are the points right here. Again, you can find this on the website. The points go from 20 down to 6 or whatever we end up using. It will be 11 people in some heats and 10 people in some heats because we don't have a perfect number. A main and B main. So top 50% of points move on to the B main and A main. That is slightly misleading because it is technically not the top 50%. So just as an example, we have 42 people. So the top 10 after the heats will automatically make it into the A main. Then 11th from, 11th plus 1, so 11th to 21st will make it into the B main. And so that is not exactly half. There's one person that will unfortunately miss that, and that is because the B main, whoever wins the B main, makes the final spot into the A main. So I'll explain this a little more in person tomorrow. So that I just want to clarify that in case somehow that would come up. The B main is 36 laps with a 1-lap qualifying, and you do 1 pit stop. Forgot to mention, you do a pit stop for every heat race as well. There's only 1. So sorry about that. Kart selection is the same as the heat races for the B main. B main, whoever wins the B main will make the last spot for the A main. The A main has the Super Pole qualifying, which I will go over in more detail probably tomorrow. I will have a separate briefing for people who make the A main because not everybody really needs to know the exact details, but I will cover that when we get there. So the A main is the Super Pole qualifying. The A main is 50 laps or 30 minutes, so pretty long race, and you have to do 2 pit stops, and the points are obviously worth a little bit more. And again, whoever has the most points in any of the races is the champion. It's not about whoever wins the A main as the champion. It is about points, and we will have a live leaderboard always. There are no bonus points for anything. No pole position bonus points, no Super Pole bonus points, 0. No bonus points will be awarded for anything, and you cannot drop anything. None of the heats can be dropped, so same for everybody. Covered that. Oh, tiebreaker. So this is not worded very well, but after the heat races, if there is a tie, it will go based off how the quantity of best finishes. So whoever has the most firsts, and then whoever has the most seconds, if that's tied, whoever has the most thirds, if that's tied, and then after thirds, we'll probably go to number 2. I don't really foresee this being a super big issue, but yes, here it is. So the junior final, and just to clarify for juniors, we capped it at 12, so anybody who's in the junior class, you will always be racing with the same people. I know that's kind of lame, I guess. So there's no actual heat draws for the juniors. And also all the juniors will race in the final event. The final event is 33 laps with a 1-lap qualifying, and again, you only have to do 1 pit stop in that one. So for those drivers, those young drivers who are racing in both classes, this could get somewhat complicated. I mean, you're going to be doing a lot of racing, and there are some slightly different parameters, right? So just make sure you're paying attention. Again, no bonus points for anything, no drops. And the winner of the junior main is going to be based off, or the winner of the junior class is based off points. So you get points for the ending, or for the final as well. So qualifying, drivers will draw carts randomly. So you'll draw out of a bag before you get your heat race. It's not a rule, but you're going to be strongly encouraged to be there like at least 5 minutes before your next heat, so that way we can draw your cart and get it all written down. That way we can weigh everybody. We don't need people who are weighing and people who are trying to get a go-kart in the same spot, and that it's going to get convoluted, and we don't need that. So please come get your cart before you 5 minutes before your heat. And it is first come, first serve, right? So you come and you draw out of a bag. And so if you're the first person there, you would have all the carts in the bag and you would draw a cart. So if you're like the last person there, you would get whatever is left over. Obviously, it doesn't matter. It's random. You're drawing out of a bag. But just wanted to clarify that for anybody who cares about that stipulation. Cart you're given in qualifying is the same cart you drive for the race. You cannot have the same cart twice throughout the entire championship, except for the A main for the overall class, and that is because of the unique parameters of the Super Pole, which I will explain later. But you can't have the same cart, in the heats or the B main even. So, you drive every cart once, and you cannot get it again after that, except for the A main. The A main is unique. Let's see. So when you start qualifying, you get released out of the pits by us and you're free to drive. You must pass turn 1 on the track, and then you can stop and create a gap for yourself, or maybe you want to follow somebody or whatever. So you have the total freedom to do that. Obviously, don't allow yourself to be lapped. So if somebody is, if you stop and you're the last person who has not gone yet, and you see the leader, you want to give yourself a gap, and you don't want to impede them or impede anybody, and you definitely don't want to lap yourself. So I think drivers enjoy this kind of freedom. You can choose where you want to position yourself in the qualifying. It is a big no-no to impede anybody during the qualifying session. So if you impede anybody in any way, you will most likely start last, and it's possible we will even rerun the qualifying, just because it's only 2 laps and we have some time to play with. So let's see. So yeah, it's a 2-lap qualifying for all the heats. The B main and the junior final are the exceptions. They are only at 1 lap. However, that does not change anything about waiting. You come out of the pits and you're allowed to wait. Again, you must pass turn 1 before you do that. And then you must not impede anybody. We will not give any blue flags for a qualifying session. So that's kind of the reason for the heavy penalties in regards to impeding somebody. So anybody intentionally or disruptively impeding another driver during qualifying will be penalized by starting last place, excluded from competing, depending on how bad that we believe that you did what you did. So 2-lap qualifying, green flag, white flag, then checkered. After that, you will stop on the track. It will be after turn 7 before turn 8. So probably on the first half of that back straightaway. Someone will be there to stop you. You'll get sent to before turn 9. So you would do turn 8 and then you stop on that straightaway. And then we would line you up in rolling start order of your qualifying, and then we would send you. And you are supposed to roll very slowly. You're not supposed to go very fast. Very slow roll all the way down to turn 1, and it will be immediate green. It will not be a warm-up or a pace lap. It will be immediate green lap, and then we will start the race. So let's see. Proceed slowly. Any driver who continues dangerously at full speeds and risk causing a collision with other carts and or officials on track will be subject to penalty at our discretion. Could be disqualified. So race start procedure. So the race start is a single file rolling start. Lead driver cannot accelerate until the green flag is waved. So the person waving the green flag will be at the apex of turn 1. You will definitely see them, and whenever they wave, you are allowed to accelerate, and that includes everybody behind you. So we will be watching for people who are just holding the throttle behind you and trying to push. That is not allowed, and we will be watching for that. So no driver should attempt brake checking, early acceleration, holding the brakes, or any kind of unfair maneuver that would create an advantage. Creating a gap larger than 2 feet between the cart in front or behind is not allowed. I understand that you might not be able to control the gap behind you. Don't worry about that. But the main point is creating a gap. If you back off and you try to get a run, that's not allowed. You must stay within 2 feet, technically. So, and then you will see the green flag at the apex of turn 1. After you receive the green flag, you cannot pass until you complete turn 2. So you got turn 3, and then turn 4 is like the hairpin, right? And so obviously that would be the main passing zone. But as soon as you complete turn 2, you're allowed to begin passing and officially racing. I can get a track map really quickly. Give me 1 second. Hey, can you grab the track map that's in my binder? It may be in the on the outside in the pocket, maybe. Yes, perfect. Okay, so this is going to be inverted for you guys. So whenever you come, you'll get the green flag here. The guy will be standing here. It'll probably be me. Get the green flag. As soon as I wave the green flag, you're allowed to go. Usually I'm waiting for the last cart to pass fully through this final turn. So as soon as you get the green flag, you're allowed to go, and you cannot pass until after this corner here, this turn 2 quick left-hander. So once you pass that corner, you're allowed to pass. And so let's continue here. So I may actually go over just kind of the pit stop first. So you start the race, and every race has at least 1 pit stop. So you must complete 1 pit stop during the race, except for the A main, you have to do 2. Penalty for not completing a valid stop during a race will be receiving last place points unless another valid pit stop is attempted and done. Pit lane will be closed for valid stops for the first lap and the final lap. There will be a pretty obvious red light displayed during the final lap and the last lap, or the final lap and the first lap, sorry. Or it will be displayed if we have an issue in the pits. If the red light is on, you cannot pit. It will almost exclusively only be on during the first lap of a race and the last lap of a race. But again, if there is something that we cannot control and something happens, then we will have that light on. So pit stop will be considered valid only if the driver enters the pit lane after completing the first lap, before starting the final lap, and performs it correctly. Pit stops are only valid if they are timed to 60 seconds, and it is up to the driver in the pit lane to time his or her stop correctly to 60 seconds or more. So if you didn't practice today, whenever you come in the pit lane, you don't need to rush or anything. You're actually being timed when you cross the timing line. So you're doing 35, 36 second lap times. So by the time you get into the pit lane, you're at like 30 seconds in your lap or something close to that. And so if you have to exit the pits and cross the timing line at 60 seconds, you do not have to fly into the pits or anything. That's unnecessary. You will not gain any time from doing that. So let me read this a little more. So yeah, upon entering the pit lane, the driver will need to stop in between the red tape lines. They will be very easy to see. I put more tape down on them, and I'll probably do more tomorrow. And then there will be a TV screen in front of you, and that will have your name and time that your pit stop is running will pop up after probably a couple seconds. Your front tires must stay within the red lines. So they're big enough to fit an entire go-kart, so you shouldn't have any trouble placing yourself. So if your tires are on a red line or beyond or before one, that will not be a valid stop, and you will have to complete that stop and then do another one, you'll be given a black flag for that. So yes, drivers will need their front tires in between the red tape lines. Drivers must drive in a safe and controlled manner when entering the pit lane. There is no time drivers can potentially gain by driving as fast as possible to the red tape lines. That's because, again, you're being timed from your timing line, so there's no point in trying to rush your pits. The skill of the pit lane is, you come into the pit lane, calm and controlled, your time pops up, it'll usually pop up around... It'll usually pop up around 40 seconds into your pit. So whenever you come in, it'll be counting up from 40. So your goal leaving the pits is to cross the timing line, which is the white strip, after 60 seconds. So you are in charge of timing that. I think most drivers are going at 55 seconds, 54 seconds, I don't know. You could ask somebody, of course. So that's the skill of it, is you need to time when you leave. So obviously you need to account for that time that you're driving down the straightaway. You need to account for how much you weigh. That really only applies to the people who are running at 125 and 200, because that will probably have an effect on how fast you get to the line. So you come into the pits, you're seeing your time, and you, the driver, must cross that white strip, the timing line, at 60 seconds or more. If you cross that timing line and your lap is less than 60 seconds, so that is 60 exactly, which is still valid. If it is less than 60 seconds, that is a penalty. That is an invalid stop, and you will be black flagged, and you will have to do another stop. So drivers must drive in safe and controlled. Again, there's no way you can make up any time, so you might as well just take your time and position your cart how you believe is the fastest. Drivers must not stop the cart in a sideways orientation within the red tape lines. The cart's front and rear bumpers must maintain perpendicular to the red lines. No, we're not gonna, exactly make sure you're perpendicular, but you don't need to be sideways. If you come in sideways and you are blocking one of the other lanes, then yeah, that will not be valid. You don't need to come in and do this crazy angle. That is not allowed. You need to stay relatively straight. So, stopping in an uncontrolled, unsafe, or sideways manner may result in a black flag. Drivers may not stop upon accelerating beyond the tape lines and impede another driver exiting the pits behind them. If a driver impedes any other driver exiting the pit lane, the offending driver will be given a black flag and will have to complete another stop, because that will be an invalid stop. Driver may choose when to leave on his or own accord, but the pit stop will only be considered valid if the driver crosses the timing line on the front straight after 60 seconds, which means if your time is 60 seconds or more, you are fine. If it is less than 60 seconds, well, then you left too early. So just kind of going back to people exiting the pit lane, whenever you leave and you begin accelerating, you cannot stop accelerating, like not even a little bit. Once you get out of the pits and you're on the track technically, if you have to lift or something, I mean, I don't want people to brake, but if you have to lift like just a tiny bit, that's okay, except if somebody's behind you. Again, you cannot impede anybody exiting the pits, right? So if somebody's behind you, that does not apply. If you're by yourself and you accelerate, and once you actually leave the pit lane, if you think you're gonna blow it, like, all right, that's fine. If you want to lift just a little bit, that's fine. But if somebody is behind you, or if somebody is with you coming on the track, you cannot impede somebody else's pit stop. That's the main thing with that rule. So all drivers must complete the required amount of valid pit stops for each race. If a pit stop is not completed correctly, the driver will get a black flag. You must do another stop if you get a black flag. And I'll go over flags in a little while. When exiting the pits, a driver who is already on the track does not have to yield to the driver exiting the pit lane. So just as if you were making any pass on the track, you should apply these same rules. So drivers exiting the pit lane must stay to the left of the yellow line until it has ended. So when you exit the pits, there will be this yellow tape line. You, the driver exiting the pit lane, will stay to the left of that line. Your tires can't touch it. If your tires touch it, invalid stop. The driver who is on the track, let's say you're exiting the pit lane and you're racing somebody, that driver cannot come over and go beyond that yellow line and like block you. They have to respect you just as if you were making any pass on the track. That's the whole point. Okay, let's move back up to defensive driving and whatnot. So this is obviously passing, defensive driving, blocking. This is generally the most controversial part of any race, really. Passing is kind of a gray area, especially indoors. Can be hard to, you know, it can be hard to make it black and white. So these are factors the officials will consider when determining whether a pass is illegal or clean. The energy transfer between carts during contact, if there is contact, the relative angle and position of the carts during the initial contact, the position on track where contact is made, and whether any driver needs to take excessive avoiding action to prevent a collision. That does not mean if these things happen, it is an automatic bad pass or automatic clean pass, whatever. These are just things that we are going to factor into when judging a pass. Obviously, if there's no contact, then the pass was probably, you know, good, probably a perfect pass. Just because it's indoors and it's a somewhat tight track, then you're probably going to have a little bit of contact. That's just how it is. A bad pass will result in a meatball flag, so that's the black flag with an orange circle. Bad pass will result in a meatball flag. You will be required to give the position back within one lap. So wherever you get the flag, so you get it in turn, you know, 1, you have all the way that whole lap until you get back to turn 1. Once you complete that turn, you better have given the spot back, or else you will get a black flag. If you fail to yield the position, you get a black flag. If a bad pass occurs on the last lap in one of the last corners in a meatball, we obviously probably will not have time to do that before the checkered. A time penalty will most likely be the only option that we have. Time penalty will be given to place the offending driver behind the other. Length of the time penalty will be determined by the severity of the offense. So most likely it will be just exactly what you would have to, or exactly the time that you would give up for a meatball flag. But again, depending on the severity of what you do. If a driver enters the pit lane for a mandatory pit stop immediately after completing an illegal pass, but does not travel beyond official station trackside nor gives the official sufficient time for a meatball flag, the driver will be penalized by receiving a black flag. So not a time penalty, a black flag. So if you make a bad pass, whether you know it or not, and then you immediately pit, we don't really have much of a choice there to give you a penalty other than to make you do another pit stop. So if you think you made a bad pass, probably just think twice before pitting. That could get kind of hairy, I know, because if you make a bad pass on lap, three laps remaining, and then you have to pit, and obviously that can get a little hairy. But again, if you make a pass and we deem it illegal, and you decided to pit before we could do anything, you will get a black flag, and you'll have to do another stop. So that is obviously usually devastating to your race. That will be like an additional 25 seconds. So something to consider. PRA defines defensive driving as choosing one line before your braking zone while not looking behind excessively. Defensive driving is allowed. PRA defines excessive blocking as unpredictably changing between two or more lines on track to prevent a driver from attempting a pass. That's like choosing two or more lines into a corner. If you're just like swerving you know, you go inside and you go back outside and then you go inside all, you know, if you're driving crazy like that, yeah, that will be excessive blocking and you could be subject to a penalty. Any late movement from the driver in front which results in contact to prevent the driver behind from setting up a pass will likely be considered excessive blocking. PRA does not allow purposefully slowing down drivers behind by using excessive braking on sections of the track that are not typically braking zones, you know, also known as brake checking, nor altering the following driver's momentum by excessively erratic and unpredictable maneuvers that could create a high risk of collision. So obviously things will get pretty competitive. Really what this means is, you know, if you're driving a defensive line and you're perfectly within your bounds to drive defensive, you're going to cause people to lose time, and that's okay. That's defensive driving. That's how it is. What we mean by this is, you know, brake checking is like the most obvious, right? I mean, you brake early and then somebody hits you and then that causes chaos behind you and you get away with a little extra time. Yeah, that's not allowed, and we'll be watching for that. So of course you can try it, but we'll see more. We know what to look for when it comes to stuff like that. Yeah, any kind of erratic, unpredictable things that cause collisions behind you, yeah, that's not going to be viewed very, very well by us. So that's all I'll say. Driver who's blocking excessively will receive a post-race time penalty at the discretion of us. So yes. Penalties. So there's a penalty for invalid stops. This doesn't include all penalties, by the way. I mean, there's more extremely niche specific stuff that you could put on here, but invalid stop, you obviously will get a black flag. You'll have to do another stop. Valid pit stop not completed. Well, if you don't do your pit stop, you'll just get last place points. Illegal pass on track. So make a bad pass, you get a meatball flag. Again, you have 1 lap exactly from wherever you got the meatball. Excessive blocking, driver will receive a time penalty at the end of the race with the amount of time added depending on the severity of the offense. Time penalty will be subject to our discretion. Impeding anybody in qualifying, whether it's intentional or unintentional, that driver who impedes people will start last place, may even be excluded from the race depending on, you know, what we believe that you're doing. Intentionally impeding somebody in qualifying will almost certainly get you DQ'd, just letting you know. Dangerously driving under a yellow flag. So all drivers are expected to drive with a reasonable amount of caution when officials are on track or when there is a hazard on track. So if we're waving yellow flags, just be careful. I mean, we all understand that it's a race and that you want to, you know, maintain your position, but you're obviously not allowed to pass while driving through a yellow flag zone. We'll do our best to wave yellow flags. Obviously, we could be tied up with a collision. So we'll hope that does not happen. But any unsportsmanlike conduct, it's up to us what we can penalize you for. Obviously, it's pretty broad. You could be DQ'd for any kind of crazy, erratic behavior outside of the cart, in the cart. Yeah, anything unsportsmanlike obviously is going to earn you a ticket to disqualification. Cart equipment and tampering. So penalty is at the discretion of us. Same thing with unsportsmanlike conduct. Do not mess with your cart. Do not, don't touch the rear tires. Don't mess with the choke. If you think there's an issue with the cart, tell one of us. We're always there, and we will look at it. Yeah, under no circumstances can you mess with your motor, mess with the idle, mess with the choke, mess with the tire pressures. Any of that is a big no-no, and that will not go over very well. So do not do it. If you think there's an issue, tell us, and it's our responsibility to make sure that you are in drivable equipment and everything is working properly mechanically. If you're below the minimum weight, you'll get a 1 lap penalty per pound. So even if you're 0.1 under, we're rounding straight up to the oh, that's a great question. So we're rounding straight up to the nearest pound on that. So someone asked a question, Ben asked a question, what happens if you are the last to pick your cart for your heat and you get a duplicate cart? That's a great question. That's not mentioned on here. So whenever you go and you draw for your cart, if you're the last one, you would just get whatever's left. So what will most likely happen in that scenario, that should be fairly rare to happen, but if it does happen, most likely everybody will be shifted. So all the carts that have already been selected will be shifted, and then again we will check to make sure nobody has had that same cart. Yeah, I think that's probably the procedure for now. Again, that is somewhat rare that would happen, and we'll probably address that if that does happen. But most likely everybody will have to shift their cart, and obviously nobody can have the same cart twice, so we'll again check all those. And so yeah, but that's a good question. I really hope that doesn't happen. Obviously that really sucks, but that is most likely the only option that we have. Okay, so not following race direction instructions during Super Pole. So the Super Pole qualifying is obviously very niche and specific, so I'll just go ahead and explain the Super Pole. So for the A main, there's a Super Pole qualifying, and what that means is that we will choose one cart. Most likely it will be a cart that nobody has raced. It will most likely be a cart that nobody has raced, and the identity of the cart will be hidden, most likely. And so everybody will have to do one lap in that go-kart. And so some of the specific stuff is based on where everybody sits in points after, or based on where the people in the A main sit in points, they will choose when they do their qualifying lap. So there will be 11 people in the final. So let's say you're first in points. You get to choose when you drive that cart. You can choose, the first lap, the last lap, lap 2, lap 8, whatever you want to do. You can choose out of the 11 laps because there's 11 people. Everybody gets one lap, but in order of points, you will be in charge of picking when you do your qualifying. So obviously that creates a little bit of an intense situation. Everybody will do that lap. The penalty that this is talking about is on your lap, you are not, on your cool down lap, on your warm up lap, I don't care. You are absolutely not allowed to drive offline. You must drive your racing line always. There will be a separate briefing for the A main Super Pole right before it. So I'll go over that in more detail, but that's what this penalty is referring to. If you do not follow our instructions to the T, you will most likely go straight to last. You may even be excluded from it, so that's something we take very seriously. Adam says, won't you have a couple of extra carts in the bag so that you have one more? That is possible. I would like to, so just a little bit of background. In each overall heat, there are 10 or 11 people, just because we don't have an even number. But in the junior, there's 12. I would prefer to stick to the same carts for the overall and the same carts for the junior. So most likely not. I guess I could be setting myself up for failure there. But again, I believe it's quite rare that you would end up in that scenario. It's pretty rare. I don't think that will happen. I'm probably going to eat my words on this, but I would prefer to keep all of the same carts racing always, so that there's not other carts that you can get, and sometimes you don't get those. and I also want to avoid cold carts. If you do get in a cold cart, you'll get a warm-up lap, at least one. But yeah, I would like to avoid cold carts, and I would like to keep everybody driving the same go-karts. So I believe we will address that whenever we get there. Okay, so this is sort of a miscellaneous section. Cart failures, race restarts, tampering with equipment, driver conduct. So if you have a mechanical failure, meaning like the cart, you cannot race the cart anymore, or if it is very apparent that it is causing an issue and you cannot drive competitively, we'll get you a backup cart, and we have a couple backup carts. So if the cart fails and comes to a stop in a safe position on track, the driver will be held by an official and given back your place on track before you suffered a mechanical failure. And so whenever you're given back your spot, you'll be given back your time on club speed. This is obviously a little tricky to do. We cannot stop you unless you're. So let me just continue reading, because okay, yeah, if the cart, that if it breaks down or whatever, if it is in an unsafe spot, we will have to red flag, and so everybody will have to stop. The race will be restarted once the failed cart is removed. That driver is given one of the backup carts. And then this is how a red flag will work, depending on just a couple of things. So if we have to red flag because of that, if it is before halfway, we will completely restart the heat race. We will have some time for this, but that is to minimize the unfairness that a red flag creates. However, if the red flag is after halfway in the race, we will take the lap standings before the red flag happened, and then we will reorder people on the track, and then it will restart with the remaining time by rolling start. Well, the red flag will add an additional 6 laps if this happens. So, let's say there's only 5 laps to go, and there's a red flag, right? So then we'll add the 6 laps back. So at lap 11, the order in which you were just before the red flag, you will be ordered in that way, and nobody will have to do pit stops anymore. So obviously I hope that does not happen, because that's a little unfair for the people who have already done a pit stop and maybe they're a couple spots behind. It's obviously great if you haven't done any pit stops, because you'll most likely be at the front. But the reason for this, that we grid everybody back up and we do a restart, is it's kind of like a sudden death. Yeah, red flags are never fair. This is the procedure that we're going with, though. Let's hope that we don't have a red flag past halfway. Any tampering with any part of the cart will be heavily penalized. So yeah, tire pressures, idle motor, your airbox, choke, anything like that will most likely penalize you. You probably get a warning first, but again, we're taking that very seriously. Again, you're allowed to adjust your seat and pedals. If you suspect there's a mechanical issue or something is wrong, again, tell us. It is our responsibility to make sure you're in something, competitive, and we will do our best to handle that. Any unsportsmanlike behavior, absolutely not tolerated. Physical confrontation, disrespectful stuff, repetitive disrespectful stuff. Yeah, we're not going to look at that very well. Yeah, and also people who are, trackside should be following these rules too. They, whether they're racing or not, they represent drivers who are competing. And so everybody should represent themselves in a sportsmanlike manner. There's no need for any of the unsportsmanlike behavior. This will be changed. These numbers are not necessarily accurate. It depends on how many people are registered. So the top 10 is what it should say in points will advance, and then that last person who makes the 11th spot would be the winner of the B main. So Super Pole qualifying is when each driver has to perform one lap in the same kart, and those individual laps will set the starting grid for the A main final. So like I was saying earlier, depending on where you are in points, just before that, you get to decide when you do your lap. So obviously, you know, there's an advantage to having more points because you get to choose your lap. So obviously you wouldn't, you know, the first lap will probably be the worst, and so nobody will, you know, willingly choose that lap. And then everybody will do that one lap. And during that one lap, everybody needs to pay close attention to this. So no slowing down or driving on a different racing line is allowed during the Super Pole qualifying. If a driver attempts to dirty their tires by driving offline, drives erratically, or attempts to alter the performance of the kart or tires in any capacity, the offending driver will start the A main in last and receive last kart choice, regardless of where you are in points. The offending driver will be disqualified, and we may restart the Super Pole session. Once qualified, drivers will choose their kart once again based upon their points, and you will start wherever you qualified. So before the Super Pole, you choose when you start your lap, and then everybody qualifies. So even if you are first in points and you choose, you know, lap 9 or whatever you want to do, and you qualify, you may qualify third. So now you start third. However, you're still first in points, so you can choose your kart based on the order, based on the ascending order of points. So I hope that makes sense. Again, there will be a separate briefing for this for only the people who are competing in this just before. And I'll explain this more in detail. That's just about the number of entries that could change the the amount of people who are in the final. I already stated this. Team championship. I think most people are pretty aware of this, or not aware at all. So anybody in the Carolina Cup can register a team. You just form it with yourself and 2 other drivers. Yes, you can form a team with just yourself or just 1 other driver. The way teams are scored is you take the sum of all the people who are on the team, and that's how many points you have, and you compare that against other teams. So, obviously, if you only have 1 person on the team, you're not gonna do very well in the team's championship because there's only 1 of you who's scoring points. So yeah, you need 3 people. We're not going to take anything seriously that isn't 3 people. If you want to register a team, you go on the website. There's a Google form on the Carolina Cup page. So the team championship is separate from the individual, though. This is an individual championship. You really don't need to be doing any kind of crazy team tactic type stuff. Any kind of unsportsmanlike, team racing behavior will be heavily scrutinized. So again, like I was saying earlier, you need to represent yourself and the people, and even if you're not racing, you need to represent, the people who are your people who are racing. You need to represent them in a sportsmanlike manner. Teams, there's no drops for anything, right? So yeah, form a team. Team championship, super fun. The Kart World Championship, British Rental Kart Championship, they do this. They are also individual championships. It doesn't affect the individual scoring at all. It's just kind of a fun thing, and it really kind of, creates some competitive mentality. I think there's already quite a lot, but it's a fun thing to do. I'd highly suggest doing it. It's free. It takes 5 seconds. We'll be trying to set those teams up. We really would like to have everybody's teams before the racing starts tomorrow. So please get that in. So flags, I'm going to just go over this pretty quickly. Green flag is obviously the race start. White flag is the last lap. Checker flag is the end. Yellow flag means there's a hazard. We'll almost always use only local yellow, so whoever's waving a yellow in that corner or zone, that's where the yellow flag rules apply. So no passing under yellow, no dangerous driving. Yes, we've been going over the rules for a while. I'm sorry, I know I said I would make it quick. Meatball flag. So black flag with orange dot. So this is for an illegal pass. Gosh, a lot of noise. Any illegal pass, you get a meatball flag. Black flag is for if you do an invalid stop, or if we deem that you need to do another stop, regardless of what you've done prior to that. Yeah, so let's say you're in a unique scenario where you somehow get a black flag for something that happens on track and you have not pit yet. So the problem is if you get that black flag and you have not pit yet, that means you will have to do another stop. Obviously that should be kind of rare, but that can happen, although very rare. So blue flags. Blue flags, we're going to try to give blue flags for any of the races. We're not going to guarantee that though, which it says it on here. That's because we could be busy, it could be difficult to make it happen. I really do not like it when blue flags are not being displayed, especially in sprint racing. Usually it's unfair. So I just ask that all the drivers wisely consider, when you're pitting, if you pit early, you're going to end up behind people probably. And for the drivers, if you're a driver who's being lapped, it's in your best interest to allow that person to pass you, because if somebody is able to, drive up to your bumper and lap you, then you're going to have, they're faster than you and they're going to pass you eventually, and all you're going to do is waste each other's time. So I ask that you be courteous and give that position if you can. Red flag, pretty obvious, everybody must stop, and the instructions will come based on if it's halfway or after halfway, etc., etc. Okay, I'm very sorry for how long that took. I will now get to the good stuff, what everybody is waiting for. Cool. Let's see if I can make this. Nope, definitely don't want to do that. Not even sure. Okay. Can't remember. I was showed how to do this and I don't remember. It's kind of unfortunate. I wanted to just make it bigger so that you could only see this. I'm not super good on Excel, so I apologize. One second. Okay, so for now I'm going to explain the process. So the way that this works is there's 4 rounds and there's 4 heats per round, so 16 heats. So each driver is in 1 heat per round. So what I'm going to do is I have the list of entries off the screen. I'm either going to start at the top or the bottom, depending on this coin flip, and then each person I get to, I'm going to draw out of this bag, which has numbers 1 through 42, which will fill every single column. It literally goes 1 to 42. So 1 through 11 is in the first one, then 12 through 23 is in the next, 24 to and so on and so forth. So that's what I'm going to do. I've got nothing but numbers in here. wait just 1 second. All right. What we've all been waiting for. Sorry for taking so long on the rules. All right, so let's say I think entertaining way to do this. So let's say heads is to start at the top of the list and tails is to start at the bottom of the list. So I'm gonna flip it and then I'm gonna flip it on top of my hand. I fucked that up. I'm gonna do that one more time. Excuse my language. Really bad at this. There we go. Heads. See that, y'all? I don't know if y'all can see that, but we got heads. So we're starting at the top of the list. So first on the entry list, we got Mr. Charles Wembley. All right, let's see, Mr. Charles Wembley. Number 40. All right, number 40. Let's put these over here. So you're going to see how this works. So number 40 goes to Charles Wembley, and so that will populate them into that 40th spot. So I got to do this a lot, so I'm going to go pretty quickly. Next person, this is for Mason Brown, number 29. So number 29, fill in these slots. Next person is Miles Brown, number 19. Next person is Kyle Kirscher, up from Pennsylvania. What do we got? Number 8. Number 8. All right. 8. Anton Schoppler is next. Go in here. Number 30. 30. Next person is Rowdy Williams. Going in here. Number 39. Next person is Noah Goss. Come on, there we go. 33. Next person is Adam Wyckoff. Hello, Adam. Dun dun dun. Boom. Number 32. Oh my goodness, that's awesome. A lot of VLK people already in the first round, Heat 3. Next person is Matt Faulkner, number 15. Yeah, I apologize, guys, for not populating all the heats. I had to kind of create a last-minute solution, so again, I apologize. So next person is Elliot Faulkner. Get in here. 22. 22. Next person is David Lopez from Colombia, South America. Come a long way to be here. What we got? Number 13. All right, number 13. Heats are looking interesting so far. Next person is Seth Hood, another Victory Lane driver. Number 41. Got the very last heat. All right, next person. Yeah, you can come up here, Anton, just be quiet. Maybe you can pop in the live stream. So the next person is Kingston Mullings, fast young driver from Victory Lane Youth Programs, number 23. Number 23. Let's go. Oh my goodness. I would not want to be in Heat 3. Next person is Noah Leach. Noah Leach, another young, fast kid out of Victory Lane, number 18. Next we got Alejandro Finway. Again, another Colombian. Traveled here with David. Alejandro is super experienced. He's done a lot of racing. And he's number 2. Wow, number 2. Traveled all the way from Colombia, so thanks for being here. We got Lucas Alberto next, part of Maverick Motorsports, part number 24. or number 24, not cart 24. Next person is Dan Allion. Gosh, that Heat 3 is super unfortunate. Dan Allion is number 12. We got Tyler Banner. Tyler Banner is next. Cart, or number 35. I don't know why I keep saying cart. Justin Rivas. Lots of people from Victory Lane. Justin Rivas, you're number 31. We got Ariel Bisono. Sorry if I mispronounced that. Number 25. Yeah, wow, that Heat 3 is super stacked. Ooh, next we got Ben Salick. Ben Salick is a local to Speed Factory. Oh, come on. Ben is 14. Ben's super fast. Next we got John Calder. Yep, go with that. Number 26. Next we've got Ian Calder. Let's go number 21. Next is Wesley McDermott, also a Speed Factory local. The last 4 have been Speed Factory locals. 17. Next we got Lucas Sipka. Mr. Lucas. Excellent driver from VLK. Also Maverick Motorsports, number 7. Lucky number 7. Hey. Alrighty. Next we got Edwin Garina. I don't want to, sorry for mispronouncing that. And Edwin is number 28. That's very unfortunate. Next we got Thomas Ligon, or BJ. Speed Factory local, long time Speed Factory local. Won a lot of endurance karting races. Number 36. All right. We're getting through here. We're almost done. Riley Thompson. Mr. Riley Thompson. Number 20. Number 20. Next we got Thomas McDonald. Also Maverick Motorsports. Lots of VLK drivers here. Number 11. Ooh, that's unfortunate with his teammate in round 1. Next we got Lane Trainham. Mr. Lane. Number 5. Next we got Patrick Gray. Another Maverick Motorsports driver, also VLK. Also Patrick will be doing photos throughout the event. And he's number 42. He's all very last number he could have drawn. Puts him in the very last heat. Next we got Griffin Dill. Griffin is a local here at Speed Factory. He is 38. Oh no, not 28. Misentered that number. Sorry.
All right, Colster.
Hope I didn't mess anything up.
Right here, get your sign card.
Let me just make sure that didn't do anything. I don't think so. Okay, next is Jacob Fitzpatrick. And you're number 3. Number 3. Next is Carrie Malholic. I believe I'm saying that right. And that is their number 16. It's another fast youngster from Victory Lane. That's Heat 2 completely filled out there. Next is Zach Fowler. Mr. Zach. Cart number 6. So I believe, yes, cart number 6. Need to probably make sure I mark these so that I know what's what. Which I will just set that one to the side, just so I don't accidentally call the same number twice. Next is Paul Stevens. That is 27. Number 27s. I'm so sorry, Paul. Next is Noah Stepp. 2 Ps. Number 4. All right, number 4. Next we have Mr. Devin Morgan. very fast local here at Speed Factory. Number 34. Oh man, barely missed that death heat. All right, next is Luis Hera. Luis is Luis with like Adam and a couple of other people. Luis is number 10. A lot of endurance karting race wins. Next is James Bosch. James Bosch is also on Team Despiche, which is Luis, Hera, James Bosch, and this would be number 9 for James. James Bosch, Luis Hera, Adam Wyckoff, Cameron Tinch, all those guys, super experienced outdoors, super experienced indoors. Next is Michael Gewer, which is number 37. And then actually, last but not least, is Cam Tinch, which you get the very last number, which is number 1. Hey, look at that, number 1. Okay, so yeah, there's your first heat. So again, I can't show these all at once. Really sorry about that. So that took about 12 minutes. So all of these results will be posted on the website. I'm going to create a thing where everybody can see it, and again, they will also be readily available to you tomorrow during the race. So that is for round 1. I got to do this 3 more times. So I'm going to try to make this quick, and there we go. Filled that in. Alrighty. Cool. Okay, so same exact procedure. I'm once again gonna flip that coin, and I'm gonna do this. Totally get if you don't want to sit around for all this, but in my opinion, this is a really fun time usually. So really quickly, I'm going to mark these so that these are correct. Okay, really sorry for the delay. I had to make a quick adjustment so that I know the difference between 6 and 9. A bit of a rookie mistake, so sorry about that. All of these cart numbers going back in. Alright. Give them a good shaking. Oh, most important part. Gotta flip this coin. So yeah, we got tails was bottom, heads was top. So we got tails this time, ladies and gentlemen. That's tails, if you can see that. All right, starting from the bottom this time. So first person, Mr. Cam Tinch. Mr. Cam Tinch. Draw a number here. Let's see, number 33. Imagine if it was 1 again. It'd be rigged. Make sure that's working. Yep, okay. All right, next is Michael Gewer, which is number 40. Number 40 for Mr. Michael. Next is James Bosch. James Bosch. Number 31. Cool. Next is Luis Hera. We got 42. Next is Devin Morgan. Devin Morgan is 24. Next is Noah Stepp. obviously speeding this up, trying to save us a little bit of time, save you guys some time. 23. That was for Noah Step. All right, next is Mr. Paul Stevens. Let's see if you get unlucky this time. Number 10. 10. Next is Zach Fowler. Zach Fowler is number 2. Next is Kerry Malhalik, number 30. Next is Jacob Fitzpatrick, who is number 38. Griffin Dill, Mr. Griffin, number 16. Number 16. Next is Patrick Gray, number 37. Next is Lane Traham. Sorry, yeah, Train. Sorry. And you are number 28. 28. Thomas McDonald. Next, number 7. Lucky number 7, man, from Maverick Motorsports. All right, Riley Thompson is next, and you're number 32. Thomas Ligon, BJ. Oh, come on now. Come on now. Okay, number 22. Lucky number 22. Edwin. Edwin Garina, number 19. Mr. Lucas Sipka. Mr. Lucas, you're number 36. Where does that put you? Oh, man. A little bit of an interesting heat so far in that final heat. We got Wesley McDermott, number 14. Next we got Ian Calder. Come on now. Number 12. Next we got John Calder, number 20. All right, another big name coming up. We got Mr. Ben Salick. He can probably hear me. Number 3. Okay. Number 3. Next, we got Ariel Bisono. Mr. Ariel. I believe Ariel was out here at practice today. Sorry I dropped it. You're number 8. Next, we got Justin Rivas, local driver at Victor Lane. And you are number 9. Next, we got Tyler Banner, young kid doing both classes. We have a couple of kids doing that. Very experienced out of Victor Lane, number 17. Lucky number 17. All right, got some interesting heats going on. Spread out a little bit this time. Next is Dan Allion, so number 11. Cool. Next we got Lucas Alberto, Mr. Lucas, once again, number 15, recent novice champion up at Victor Lane. Next we got Alejandro Finway, Colombian driver, number 13. All right, number 13. Okay. Yeah, we're spreading out pretty good here. Next is Noah Leach. Mr. Noah, you're number 25. Next is Kingston Mullings, number 27. Next is Seth Hood, Mr. Seth, number 26. Next is our other Colombian, David Lopez, Mr. Mota, number 4. All right. Number 4. Next is Elliot Faulkner, Elliott, you're in 21. Slot 21. So used to drawing cards. Next is Matt Faulkner, and you're in slot 18. Next we got Mr. Adam Wyckoff once again. Let's see what you pull. Number 39. Put you in the last heat. Okay. Last heat's looking interesting. Noah Goss. We got number 29. So number 29, Noah. Let's see here. We got Rowdy Williams is next. Mr. Rowdy, number 34. So heat 2 and 3 are rounded out. So what we got? Got some pretty cool heats going on here. Yeah, pretty cool heats. Everybody's a little spread out. Looking like, yeah, everybody's pretty spread out. Next is Mr. Anton Schopler. Pal, you're number 6. First heat looking pretty solid. Last heat looking pretty solid. Next is Kyle Kersher. Mr. Kyle from PA, number 1. Lucky number 1. Next we got Miles Brown. Very quick young guy out of Victory Lane. 41. Oh man. Alright, that last heat's looking worse and worse. Getting harder and harder. Next is Mason Brown. Only 2 more in here. Number 35. So that again puts him in that last heat too. Ah man. Death heat for that last heat. It's getting pretty bad. Last one is number 5 for Charles Wembley. Alright, so check it out. We're gonna turn this around. Yeah, looking like some pretty interesting heats. Yeah, last heat's definitely pretty tough. Second heat's pretty tough. First heat, I mean, they're all pretty spread out pretty well. Should be interesting. So I'm gonna once again do that same thing I did. Put that over here to these results, and again, these will all be available. Why are you not doing what I am asking you to do? Bless you. All right, so round number 3, we're gonna restart here, and I'm gonna flip this coin one more time. Well, 2 more times. Flip this coin. Heads is top of the list, tails is the bottom. All right, what are we doing? Oh, darn. Gotta do it again. That is tails. Once again, going from the bottom. That is tails. Really bad at flipping a coin. Okay, going from the bottom. Once again, Mr. Cam Tench is first. Let me put all these numbers back in this bag. As you can see, all I'm doing is I'm grabbing all these numbers and I'm just throwing them back in this bag. There's nothing else in the bag, you know. Absolutely nothing. I don't know if anybody believes that it's not fair, but of course, so I'm gonna shake this up, mix these around a little bit. All right, Mr. Cameron. Mr. Cam Tench is first. Mr. Cam, 31. Michael Gewer, number 38. Mr. James Bosch, excuse me, number 7. We gotta drink some water here. Next is Luis Hera, which is the 18. Next is Mr. Devin Morgan. Devin didn't even practice today. Number 24, Noah Step. This is number 3. Number 3, we got Paul Stevens. Mr. Paul Stevens. Mr. Paul, what you got? 15. Number 15. Actually, these are mixed up really good. I don't want to make it random, you know. All right, Zach Fowler. Zach Fowler is next. You got number 1. Look at that. Lucky number 1. Mr. Kerry Melhalik. Number 2. Wow. Next is Jacob Fitzpatrick. Let's get that out. What's that? Number 6 is what that is. Number 6. Next is Griffin Dill. Mr. Griffin. Number 36. We got Mr. Patrick Gray. Mr. Gray. Mr. Gray. Come on now. Oh. Okay. Number 22. Number 22. Next is Lane Trainham. I think Lane was here turning some practice today. 23. Next we got Thomas McDonald. Thomas McDonald. I think that's what his teammate was correcting me in the chat. If I can't draw a number, there we go. Number 12, Mr. McDonald's. Next is Riley Thompson. Mr. Riley, number 16. Next we got Thomas Ligon, or BJ Ligon. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, BJ. 27 for you. Oh, cool. Is there... I hope that's not showing on this screen, is it? Oh no, I bet that is. Silly me. Should have turned on focus mode or whatever. Alright, sorry. Edwin Garina. Mr. Edwin. Number 32. Mr. Lucas Sipka. Lucas Sipka. Let's see, what on earth is going on, man? Number 14. Number 14 for Lucas. Oh my God, what is wrong with you? No. I don't want a timer. I don't know when that started. I guess it's for focus mode. So that was Lucas Sipka. Now we're at Wesley McDermott. Mr. Wesley is in 39. Come on now. 39. Now we're moving on to the Calders. Ian Calder. Ian is 41. John Calder. It's number 21. Mr. Ben Salick. Got, oh, I just pulled 2 numbers. Sorry, redo these. Come on now. Get one. There we go. Number 19. Number 19. Mr. Ariel Bisono. Mr. Ariel Bisono. Bisono. Number 4. Sorry, Ariel. I'm mispronouncing your name. Not very good at names or stuff like that. Mr. Justin Rivas. Come on now. Give it to me, Justin. Number 11. Alright, so next is Tyler Banner. Oh, come on now. Number 20. Next is Dan Allion. Number 17. All right, next we got Lucas Alberto. Oh, here we go. Number 29. Mr. Lucas. Oh, all right. Let's see. Heats are stacking up. Wow, a lot of people in heat 2 already. Almost only one more spot. Pretty solid heat 2. Next is Alejandro Fenway, number 37 for Mr. Fenway. Number 37 got thrown in the last heat. Noah Leach, number 8, good sir. Next is Kingston Mullings. Both Noah and Kingston are 2 of the drivers who are doing both categories. So props to them. Going to be doing a lot of racing. Number 25 puts you there. And that third heat looks already looking pretty stacked. Several pretty good drivers in there now. We got Seth Hood next. Seth Hood is 30. So next is David Lopez, Mr. Mota. Oh, come on, that was 2. Come on now. All right, there we go. Number 33. Where does that put you? Oh, last heat. Mr. Elliot Faulkner is next. Cool last name, by the way, Faulkner. Number 40. Now let's go. Next is Matt Faulkner. Oh, come on now. Matt Faulkner, number 10. Next is Mr. Adam Wyckoff. Where you're going to end up, I don't know. Let's see. Number 34. Oh man, I think that puts you in the last one. Yep. All right. Next we got Noah Goss, number 26. Next we got Rowdy Williams, Mr. Rowdy. About to get rowdy in here. Yeah, so sorry. Number 42. Nope, not 32. 42. Okay. Number 42. Next we got Mr. Anton Schampler, who is somewhere here. He might be racing. Couldn't make practice this morning, but getting some time on the track today. Number 5 for Mr. Anton, for Mr. Schampler. Already got some competitiveness in the chat. We got Kyle Kirscher next, number 35. All right, final heat filled out. Well, these last 3 drivers will go into these. First is Miles Brown. So we got 28. Let's see in heat 3, I believe. Yep, rounded out heat 4, heat 3. Next is Mason Brown. There's only 2 options. Number 9 here in that first heat, bud. Cool. Got some VLK competition, heat 1. Last one is number 13 for Mr. Charles Wembley. All right, that's your round 3, rounded out. Check that out. Check it out. Let's see, we definitely got pretty tough final heat. Heat 3 is pretty tough. Yeah, I mean they're all pretty spread out. All pretty spread out. It's definitely, there are no easy heats. No death heats. Maybe you could argue the last 2 might be are pretty tough. But even the last 3 are all very solid, very good drivers in all of them. So, all right, y'all. I know we are almost done.
Gabriel, group 3, Randy, group 5, go get helmets, neck bracers on, and get your sign card right up here on the screen.
My lips are nice and chapped. All right. Last but not least. So, I'll put all these numbers back in. Flip that coin. Flip my favorite coin in the whole wide world one more time. Shake these up real good. Get them all mixed up. Mixed up. Cool. All right. I'm gonna flip this coin. Hopefully on the first try. And that's back to heads. Look at that, man. Oh man, I dropped it. But I got heads. So, wow, we rounded out. Started from the bottom twice. Started from the top twice. All right. Here we go. Final draws. Mr. Charles Wembley is first. What you got? Number 16. Number 16. 16. Next is Mason Brown. Very quick driver out of Victory Lane. Also a BRKC finalist as of most recent, or not the most recent, the 2024 BRKC. So super impressive feat there. Next is his brother, Miles Brown. Sorry, Mason, you got number 5. Miles, you got number 21. You guys can see though. Okay, next is Kyle Kersher. He is, let's see, number 35. Next, I got Mr. Anton Schoppler. Maybe Racing might be able to hear me. Last number 42, all the way at the bottom, all the way in that last slot, last heat. Mr. Rowdy Williams, number 2. Number 2 for Rowdy. We got Noah Goss. Noah Goss, come on, let's see, you got number 12. Next is Mr. Adam. Mr. Adam, Mr. Wyckoff. Come on, oh, come on. There we go. Cool, number 40. Number 40. Very last heat of the day. Number 17 for Mr. Matt Faulkner. Next is Elliot Faulkner. What time is it? Oh man, we're getting late here. We gotta get this done. Elliot Faulkner is in the 9. Next we got David Lopez. Mr. David Lopez is 38. 38 throws him in that last heat once again. Mr. Seth Hood is next. Seth Hood, 26. Next we got Kingston Mullings. Mr. Kingston, Mr. Mullings. Number 1. Hey, lucky number 1. I don't know if you consider that lucky, but we'll see. Next we got Noah Leach. Oh, come on now. Mr. Noah, 27. Next we got Alejandro Fenway, number 32 for Mr. Fenway. There we go. Next we got Lucas Alberto. Mr. Lucas, come on now. Mr. Lucas got the 25 slot. Dan Allion is next. Dan is in the 14. As you can tell, I'm getting tired. Mr. Tyler Banner, number 22. Mr. Justin Rivas. Justin Rivas, number 15. Alrighty. Next we got Ariel Bisono. Again, sorry if that is not how you say your last name. Number 23 for Ariel. Next we got Ben Salick. Let's see where Ben ends up. Gonna be interesting. Ooh, number 11. Hey. Getting intense already in that first heat. Got some pretty fast guys already. Next is John Calder. Number 24. And we got Ian Calder. Let's get a number. There we go. Number 36. 36. Next we got Wesley McDermott. Mr. Wesley. Number 29. Mr. Wesley's nice and quick. Don't sleep on Wesley. Lucas Sipka. Another name not to sleep on. Mr. Lucas, number 34. Man. Let's see. Heats are getting interesting. All right. A little bit of everybody in these heats. I got next is Edwin Garina. Mr. Edwin, number 19, sir. Next we got Thomas Ligon. Got BJ, also known as BJ. Speed Factory local, multi-time endurance karting, winner, podium finisher, league winner here at Speed Factory, number 13 for Mr. BJ. All right. Let's see. Mr. Riley Thompson is next. Mr. Riley Thompson is number 4. Let's see. Mr. Thomas McDonald, number 18. Next we got Lane Trainham. Sorry, always mispronouncing. Number 30, Mr. Lane. Wow, already populating that second heat. Almost only one more spot. First heat's pretty desolate still. Only halfway fill, I do believe. Mr. Patrick Gray is next, number 41. Oh man, got to go in with his teammate, Lucas, again, I think. Pretty sure you guys are in another heat together. Next is Griffin Dill. Griffin is in the 10 slot. That's heat number 1. Next, we got Mr. Jacob Fitzpatrick. Jacob Fitzpatrick, number 6. Next, we got Kerry Melholick. Mr. Kerry, number 28. Next, we got Mr. Zach Fowler. Zach Fowler. All right, 37. Next, we got Paul Stevens. Nearly rounded out here, number 20. All right. Now we got Noah Stepp. Noah Stepp with 2 P's, number 8. Oh man, we got Devin Morgan. Where is he gonna end up? I'm really hoping it's heat 1, kinda. 39. It's in that last heat. I would love to see all those guys in that heat, but number 39, Luis Hera is next. Luis is number 7. So your heat number 1. Ouch. Mr. James Bosch. James Bosch, number 33. Number 33, that rounds out heat 2 and 4. Next is Michael Gewer. Only 2 people left. You are in 31. And last but not least is Mr. Cam Tench. You are in the 3. In that first heat. Well, all right. That is it. That is all 4 rounds drawn. Like I said, these will be available on the website as soon as I end this live stream. That's what I'm doing. Appreciate you guys all sitting here for an hour and 40 minutes. Sorry the rules took so long, but now there is a video with me going over the rules, so tomorrow I won't have to take very long. Yeah, so I think the heats are looking super cool. I'm super excited. I'm super pumped for everybody that's participating. I can't express how thankful I am for you guys, man. I hope you guys have a really fun time. We put a lot of work into this event. We put a lot of work into the carts, especially the guys here at Speed Factory. They've really done a lot and really stepped up and really made just made it happen. We got the carts selected. Most people will probably find that out tomorrow. Yeah, I'm thinking we're looking at about 3.5, maybe 4 tenths between the carts. I wanted to have it a little bit less, but we were given some difficulty with the carts. We had to do some work. It was difficult. However, that's still an incredibly nice spread. I don't think I've really been anywhere other than maybe BRKC versus where with that kind of cart parity, and they have a lot of resources to do it. So yeah, I am pretty excited. Just looking through these heats, I think some of these are going to be super cool. Let's see if we can find some of these death heats really quickly. Looking here, that last heat in round 1 is pretty tough. Last one in round 1's pretty tough. Round 1, heat 1 is actually pretty tough heat. Let's see. All of them, yeah, all of them are kind of tough, right? Sorry, I don't have this displayed properly. Expanded. We got, yeah, this heat, that's looking pretty tough. This one's pretty solid. Oh man. I think I made Well, I'm gonna have to fix this because this populated and pasted the same, but I'll fix it. I'm gonna have to go back through the video and just write about it. Great, another way to spend my time. Anyways, that'll be corrected. I'm not even sure how that happened, to be honest. I mean, I literally pasted them all the same. I don't quite understand, so yeah, I'm gonna go back through and fix that, but try to have that posted within an hour. I bet some people got photos and stuff. You're a lifesaver. Again, I'm not really understanding how that even happened. I mean, I pasted the same every time, so yeah, kind of weird, but it will be fixed. Don't worry about this. I'm gonna go ahead and end this stream. Thank you all for tuning in, and I will see you guys tomorrow, bright and early, unfortunately. So I'll see you guys in the morning. Arrival time is, or doors open at 7, so try to be there. Reference the schedule. It's on the website and all that stuff. Yes, so see you guys tomorrow morning. Get some sleep. I'm gonna try to, and yeah, we'll see you tomorrow morning.